Hello everyone, good PM to you. This is WTIA Show with J. George. I'm so happy to be here this afternoon with Mrs. Stella Okolo, who is a retired educationist and a quality assurer at the Ministry of Education. So we're here this afternoon to discuss about domestic violence, and that's a very interesting topic because lots of women are going through domestic violence. So I want you all to always remember that my show is heading now at Lufasi Nature Park. The first nature park is situated beside Farah Park Estate along Lekki Ekpe Expressway. So please feel free to visit this beautiful nature park anytime you wish to. So we'll start straight with definition of domestic violence. So Mrs. Okolo, please, what is domestic violence?
Thank you. This is a form of behavior in which an intimate partner keeps and controls power over the other. It can also be seen as when an intimate partner abuses the other. And abuse can come in form physical, it can be physical, it can be sexual, it can be emotional, and even financial. And what do I mean by physical abuse? Physical abuse is when a woman is being battered by the husband. And you see women with red eyes, and they try to cover it up with their makeup. This is not good.
Yeah.
Sexual abuse is when a woman is forced into having a sexual intercourse, even with the husband. You cannot force me to make love to you when I'm not prepared to do so. We can call it marital rape, and it is not good.
Yeah.
You should have my consent.
Yeah.
Sexual abuse can also come in form of a victim being forced to make love to somebody she doesn't even know. Some are even asked to make love to animals.
Animals?
Yes,
Degrading.
animals. Very
Disgusting.
degrading, disgusting. And some can even be forced to pose for sexually explicit photographs. This is not human at all. It's not good without the person's consent. Then what do I mean by emotional abuse? Emotional abuse is when a man uses his mouth to finish the work
Of the woman.
Yes. You know, you can imagine a man calling the wife, "You pig, you big for nothing."
Then
You have finished that woman.
finished her, touched her deep within her heart, broken into pieces.
Emotionally, that woman's self-worth is finished.
Destroyed.
It's destroyed. And what do I mean by financial? Financial is when a woman is forcefully made to be financially dependent on a man, even when the woman makes all the money. Some even forced their wives to have a joint account so that he will control
the income coming in.
Control all the finances
That's even made by the woman.
that is even made by the woman. This is not supposed to be. All these are forms of
Domestic violence.
violence.
All right, man. After you've given all this definition, I want to know about the causes. So, what are the causes of domestic violence?
Thank you. Experts believe that domestic violence can stem from both environmental or from an individual. You know, when children are growing up, it can be picked from a family.
Okay.
It can be picked from the people you move around with.
Okay.
Or even from the cultural setting.
Cultural setting.
Yes, cultural setting. When abuse becomes a norm, this can destroy the child's world, or when a child is being abused too, it can destroy the child's ability to trust anybody. And it can even undermine the child's ability to have control over his or her own emotion. So we parents, we should be careful about how we behave when we have our children around us. You can have your quarrel, but let children don't know about it.
Yes.
Because whatever they see, they pick
They
at that
pick.
stage. And they will try to live with that.
Yes.
Yes.
And practice it when they get married.
And practice it when they get married.
All right, ma. Now, how can a woman
So,
avoid? Okay, see on that topic.
yes,
on that
still
point.
on that.
On
Yes,
that point.
there
Okay.
are other factors
All right, ma.
that can cause
Domestic violence.
domestic violence.
Okay.
It's disagreement with partners.
Okay.
Protracted period of unemployment. When a man has no job, his job will now to come back and start punching on the wife.
Yes.
Financial issues. Desperation when partners threatens to leave.
Yes.
You know, anger escalation. Humiliation stemming from maybe place of work. You now come back to your wife and you start, that is called what is called misplaced aggression.
Yes, misplaced one, really.
Yes, envy, jealousy. You know, some women make money more than their husband.
Yes.
Yes, and they become envious of their wives.
Envious of their wives.
Yes, and any slightest thing, the man will use his fist and start beating their wives. So these are factors that can cause
domestic
violence.
violence. All right. So, Mom, how can a woman avoid being beaten? How can she avoid domestic violence?
Yeah, that is where courtship before marriage comes in. People should try to court, because while courting, you learn the dislike and the likes of that man. But sometimes people tend to hide their attitude when they are courting. They tend to hide their attitude.
Yes.
But a smart girl, once you are inside a marriage, should study the man you are living with.
Exactly.
Learn his likes and his dislikes, and try to do what will not bring quarrel between you and your husband. For example, there are some men that won't allow, or that they don't like their wives to exchange pleasantries with an opposite sex. Not to talk of hugging them. Yes. Or even giving handshake.
That's extreme.
That's extreme. These green-eyed monsters. They are jealous, yes. That is what they don't want anything, a man to even touch their wives. So if you have that type of man, you try as much as possible, just know how you greet an opposite sex.
Yes.
You know how you greet an opposite sex. Another is, some people don't like you maybe off front and visiting your own even family. They get jealous. They are going to discuss me. I know she has gone again. Maybe they are discussing me. You know? So you mind how you go out and try as much as possible to tell your partner where and when you are going.
Yeah.
Yes. Another is cooking. A woman should learn how to cook. I have seen a woman that the husband carried the the plate of food that was dished and throw it back on the woman, because he said, you're always cooking bad food. Too peppery, too salty. So all these are the things woman you should learn, you know, before coming to marriage, how to cook, you know. This
She
way,
can avoid domestic violence.
yes, it can help in avoiding domestic violence.
What about the kind of friends she keeps? Do you think has a part to play in avoiding
Exactly.
domestic violence?
Types of friendship one keeps. Some husband will tell the wife, please, my darling, I don't like this friend you are keeping. The man must have seen something that made him to say so.
Yes.
So as a wife, you try as much as possible, using your wisdom, not that you just tell your friend, I don't want you again. No, but you should know how, even if you are meeting the person, know how you do that. Try as much as possible to listen to what your husband tells you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, do you think a woman should leave her husband because of domestic violence?
Honestly, I'm not an advocate that says that at any slightest provocation, a woman should leave her home. No. After all, the Bible says, what God has joined together, let no man put asunder. That doesn't mean that you should stay there and die. No. you try as much as possible as a wife to save your marriage. Do all that you can to save that marriage. But when you have tried all possible best and you realize that you have married a monster and that there is nothing you can do to please this man, my dear daughter, give a gap. Let there be separation for a while. Sometimes that separation might make the man to see yourself, to see what you are really made of, and might even come back begging.
Yes, yes.
So that separation that time helps.
Helps.
Do not stay in an abusive environment, trying to, trying to stay. Let me stay. If I go out now, people will say she has left her marriage.
They will laugh at
They
her.
will laugh at her.
That's ended.
It
All the
has
party they
ended.
did.
All the party they no.
Hmm.
They said put a frog in a hot water. What the frog jumps out. But put a frog in a cold water. Continue adding heat.
Okay.
Continue adding heat. The frog will stay there until he dies. And that is what most women do. You should not stay there until you die. When you have tried your possible best and the marriage did not work, at least give it up.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, have you seen a woman who is suffering or who has suffered from domestic violence?
Yes.
Can you please relate to her audio?
Honestly, in this case, the man is just jealous. He's jealous about the wife's beauty. He married a very beautiful woman. And whenever this woman goes out, his mindset is that this woman has gone out and is being touched by a man. Yes.
Just imagine that.
Yes, some men are like that. Any man that looks at the wife is like, the man has already taken the wife from him. So this particular day, the lady went to visit the family. And she told her husband, I'm going to visit my family. But the man thought that she overstayed. And when this woman came back, a pregnant woman, but she was pregnant, yes, the man started punching, started beating, and hit this lady, and the lady fainted. She was carried to the hospital. And this was a girl that was telling the mom, I'm not safe in this marriage anymore. This man, I'm no longer interested. But the mother will always tell her, dibundidi. Dibundidi, meaning marriage is patience. Have patience.
Oh.
And this girl was there until that particular date that he was killed.
The man killed her?
Yes, because eventually the lady died in the hospital.
Oh.
And it was now the mother's turn to start blaming
herself.
Had I known, I would have listened
and tell
to
this
my
girl
daughter
to leave this marriage.
Please, at that particular point in time. So it really happened.
So, ma, what's a message out there to women who are facing domestic violence or women entering marriage? What's a message to them in general?
I will advise that women that have this issue should try and seek help. Once you have tried to salvage this marriage and it did not work, please get help. Talk to. There are counselors. We have counselors. You can go to them, or even a true friend you can rely on. Tell her your problems. The person might even give you suggestions on what to do. And even when you are telling this, voicing out your emotion, it is helping you. Because staying in an abusive relationship can make a woman to be depressed. It can make a woman to lose your self-worth. And sometimes you will even start asking yourself, can I even take care of myself without this man? I mustn't leave. Let me stay because I cannot take care of myself. Even when you know you're financially updated. Yes, to take care of yourself. Because your self-worth is finished, you are depressed. Some even commit suicide. So my advice to them is to please seek help at the right time, not when you are dead.
Exactly.
Yes,
Thank you
not
so
on you.
much, ma.
Thank you
Thank you
very
so
much.
much, ma.
Thank you.
So we have heard a lot from Mrs. Stella Okolo. We have all benefited. Continue to view this video over and over again and get more advice as you as you view this video over and over again. Now, my own little advice to women out there who are facing domestic violence: I have friends who say that husbands get drunk, come home and beat them, or the husband has a woman outside,
Exactly.
and then when he comes home, he finds them unattractive, and that leads to domestic violence. First, my advice is that always make the home conducive for your husband
Yes.
to come home. Let
Yes.
him not see the beer parlor as his next
Way
place.
of soccer.
Yeah, exactly. Where
Yes.
he can go and become sober and reflect and become calm, because he knows the house is a very terrible fire.
Exactly.
So make the home conducive for him to come to. We
Yes.
all know that sometimes, in most cases, men go out to drink for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Most times, the women push them out. I'm not blaming
Exactly.
women so much, but let's make the home conducive for our
Conducive.
husbands to come home and be
Exactly.
with us. And if you are looking unattractive, please get back to how you were before your husband met you. Stop tying wrapper in the house. Stop looking
Exactly.
sloppy.
Yes.
Don't let the house be smelling. Children urine here and there.
Don't take care of your children.
For yourself. Take care of yourself. Don't have a sharp mouth. Don't talk back at your husband.
Exactly.
Respect him, and I'm telling you, he will melt. And this domestic violence of a thing will end in your home.
Exactly.
Once you have deep respect for your husband, you love him, and you're a good Christian wife, and you try to apply the principles found in God's word, that's going to help you.
Exactly. You've said it.
Thank you so much, ma. So our next episode will still be on domestic violence, but from a guy this time around, telling us the kind of abuse that men go through in the hands of women, domestic abuse. So stay tuned for that episode coming your way soonest with J George. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Bye. Have a
Bye.
nice day. Thank you so much,
You are
ma.
welcome. Bye.